Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. This news is live from our studios here at Kokomlimle's Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, we're live on Love 99.5 FM and affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Sumale in Wa, and A1 Radio in Bogatanga. Better still, you can download the My Joy Online app from Play Store and App Store to listen live around the world. In this edition, West Africa Examinations Council confirms leakage of some papers of the ongoing West African Senior School Certificate examinations.
After the administration of the test, careful scrutiny of the several versions received indicates extracts of parts of the questions for Mathematics Language 2 and Section A of English Language 2 were circulated on social media platforms.
We have details as 11 schools have been put under surveillance on suspicion of exam malpractices are taking place. Pay leave beneficiaries now. NGOs send Ghana Express's worry about the continuous delay in releasing monies for the poor.
From the work that we've done over the years in the social protection arena, we realize that it's not only leave that funding normally delays.
We have details of that.
Mentally, it's not the best. Not to say that mentally we found anything wrong, but yes, he was quite shocked.
This afternoon, the state of deposed Guinean President Alpha Condé after a high-powered delegation from ECOWAS meets leaders of junta and detained former President Alpha Condé.
For anybody who has gone through a traumatic experience like he did, mentally it's not the best. So yes, he was quite shocked. He was still in a state of shock.
We have details as ECOWAS heads of state convene in Accra tomorrow at the invitation of President Akufo-Addo to deliberate on the matter. In sports,
that's in 20 minutes, and it's 24 hours to go for the selection of the next Black Stars coach by a three-man committee put together by the Ghana Football Association. But the next Ghana international says he prefers Serbian expertise. The explanation later.
And later in showbiz, we hear from the new British High Commissioner to Ghana, who's been talking about her family's love for Ghanaian music.
My kids and my husband and I can be caught dancing around the kitchen as we're getting food ready. It's impossible to keep your feet still.
These and more coming up in this edition of the Midday News. I am MF Apau. Please stay for details. Thanks for choosing us. We are your home of independent, fearless and credible journalism. This afternoon, the West Africa Examinations Council, WAEC, has confirmed that 2 papers of the ongoing exams, WASI, have leaked. At a news conference, Head of Text Administration, Ohene Mante, says aspects of the mathematics and English papers found its way into the public domain before the exam took off. My colleague Kofi Ejementa just returned from the news conference. He joins me in studio. Kofi, let's talk about the details of this leakage.
Right, so MFR, after the administration of the test, careful scrutiny of the various sessions received indicates extracts of parts of questions for Mathematics Elective 2 and Section A of English Language 2 were circulated on various social media platforms.
This includes examination form of practice as a result of poor supervision and invigilation. Institutionalized examination of practice, that is, execution of pre-arranged plans to assist candidates to cheat by solving questions and distributing solutions to the candidates. Smuggling of mobile phones into the examination halls by candidates awaiting solutions from platforms they have made payments to. Snapping of questions, papers at some centers and posting same on various WhatsApp platforms.
So that's the head of text administration, Ohene Mante, giving details about that leakage. Bakofi, WAEC also talks about irregularities identified so far. What are they?
All right, so WAEC is saying that, at the moment we have about 11 schools that are being monitored for examination malpractices. And also we have about, 11 schools, as I said, being monitored by WAEC. And then some examination malpractices have also but they have, measures that they want to put in place to enhance this examination.
conduct of elective mathematics and English language papers. The cheating social media groups were in full swing prior to the conduct of the mathematics elective and English language papers on 9 and 13 September 2021, respectively. The Council's monitoring revealed the circulation of numerous versions of questions, both printed and handwritten, on most of the groups referred to earlier. After the administration of the test, careful scrutiny of the several versions received indicates extracts of parts of the questions for Mathematics Elective 2 and Section A of English Language 2 were circulated on social media platforms.
Thankfully, we have Ohene Mante, the head of test administration at WAEC, joining us on the phone. We're indeed grateful for your time today here on the Midday News. So let's first talk about the details of this leakage. And I'm told that 11 schools are being, checked on in terms of what has happened so far. Can you give us details about these schools?
Hello.
Mr. Ohene Mante, if you can hear me,
During our briefing, we did mention that we received tip-offs from schools that they had the intention of cheating, during the exam. So what we decided to do was that we cautioned the schools as appropriate to ensure that they desist from any underhand plans or actions that have the tendency of undermining the integrity of the examination. And we further went ahead to also give them some stern warning that should any form of malpractice occur, we will derogate their center and relocate their schools. So the schools that we mentioned during our press briefing, that from Ejuso up to Gloagugu, Modern, Senior High, the rest of them, we have indeed cautioned them. And that has put them off their track a bit. And we are monitoring the situation, and we'll closely monitor and see that we validate the evidence of the claims that we received earlier.
But from your initial assessment, what could be the source of this particular leakage?
Leakage, we have not talking about. I think we never mentioned any leakage during the thing. We talk about some issues that crop up during our investigation and what about information that we received. And then I think at the briefing we were very categorical about whatever issues that we were having, and we were not talking about leakage at that place there. We said that we're having some challenges, and then I think we also talk about the English language and the maths elective, that there were some extracts of the rare questions that came. That's exactly what we did.
But if you talk about the English language and extracts being out there, extracts of the paper that they're supposed to be writing, how do you describe that if you say it's not a leakage?
No, we didn't have any verbatim issues over there. What we said that we saw some, according to our briefing, what we said was that after the test had been done, we were carefully scrutinized the several versions of the whatever information that the rogue websites put out there. And when we find out that indicates that we had extracts of parts of the questions for Mathematics 2 and Section A of English language there. So that's exactly what we said on the meeting.
Okay, but it appears that WAEC always has a difficulty with the word leakage. But if these rogue website that you talk about has portions of these papers that have been written, for which reason you've put 11 schools under surveillance. Let's talk about the measures that you're putting in place to make sure that other papers, or you don't have portions or extracts of other papers being put out on these websites.
So we have a lot of measures that we put in place. A lot of measures, and I don't think it's appropriate for me to be mentioning them on air about whatever will be some of our security issues that we have to deal with on Wednesday.
But it appears you've had cause to reschedule some of the papers. Is that accurate?
Yeah, we have rescheduled. We mentioned that one too at the press briefing. We make it public that we've rescheduled phases 2 and business management 2 and 1. And we'll fix a later date for the administration of those papers.
Why has this become necessary?
Well, due to some challenges that we have with the papers. So,
what are these challenges? What are these challenges, Mr. Mante?
Please, I think we'll have to leave it there for now, and in due course, we'll get to know the challenges that we have there.
Are extracts of these papers, Physics 2 and Business, also out there?
Pardon?
Do we have extracts of this Physics and Business paper out there also?
Because we never mentioned that anywhere that we have extracts of that.
I haven't said you've mentioned that anywhere. I'm only seeking clarity. So when exactly are we hoping?
We have rescheduled the papers for now, and the reasons will be made out there clearly in due course.
Do we suspect leakage of that also?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not talking about leakage now. Please, let's not digress.
Or do we have extracts? Okay, so there's no leakage, but do we have extracts of these papers out there? For which reason we have to reschedule them?
For those things, I'm not saying that, please.
So when are we hoping to write these papers? Parents want to know.
The council will meet and find the appropriate date for writing those papers.
Okay, but overall, would you say that the integrity of the ongoing WASI exams has been compromised?
I would not say that as well, because a few instances of cases happening, a few instances does not overall actually render the whole process invalid. Yeah.
Okay, we're grateful. We'll leave it here. That's the head of test administration at the West Africa Examinations Council, Mr. Ohene Mante, there speaking to us. We move on to some other stories, and Nigerian nationals residing and trading in Ghana are asking President Akufo-Addo to intervene in the rekindled feud with their Ghanaian counterparts. The Nigerian Union of Traders Association Ghana, NUTAG, also wants Ghanaian authorities to address what they describe as bizarre statements by the Ghana Union of Traders Association to attack and forcibly remove Nigerian traders found in Ghana in spite of an existing roadmap to address the prolonged impasse. Joining us, my colleague here, Manuel Kranting, joins me in studio with details of a statement issued by the leadership of the Nigerian traders and, of course, by UTAG as well. Manuel, thanks for your time. So let's start first with that earlier statement issued by GUTA. What did it say?
Indeed, I'll just skim through a few of the comments in there. It says that in view of this, we of the Ghana Union of Traders Association wish to appeal to the Committee on Foreign Retail Trade to, as a matter of urgency, resume its operations without any delay, as the behavior of the Nigerian traders has seriously provoked Ghanaian traders and reigniting agitations in the market. Now, the leaders of GUTA are making all efforts to calm down tempers, but what we cannot assure of is to have influence again over the already frustrated and desperate traders. So we hereby want the world to bear witness to the fact that we, that's GUTA, have given some concessions to our Nigerian counterparts, but they have failed to accept, for which there is nothing more we can do than to call for immediate continuation of the operations of the Committee on Foreign Retail Trade to ensure sanity in our market. In effect, they want the Nigerians out.
Okay, so that's the statement by GUTA. Now, NUTAG has a counter statement they've issued today calling on the President and other authorities of ECOWAS to intervene. What exactly are their concerns?
Indeed, they have some bullets in the statement, and I'll just read through. It says that NUTAG should go and collect all the business documents of our members, including their tenancy agreement of the respective shops or stalls. Also, that the concession now is just to allow our members who have not registered with GIPC to stay out the remaining days, months or years of their tenancy agreement, after which they are supposed to pack out, because the rent for those shops shall not be renewed and will not be allowed to rent shops anywhere in Ghana. And this is in bold. This is has been bolding in the statement. It says that in any case, GUTA said they are going to take laws into their hands. Of course, they have been doing that since 2007. We are therefore appealing to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to urgently intervene and prevent GUTA from attacking our members as they have promised in their last press release.
Okay, thank you very much. Shortly, we'll head to the phone lines and speak to the leadership of NUTAG. But earlier this year, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin, during a visit to the Nigerian House of Representatives, announced a review of the GIPC Act, which made it mandatory for foreign traders to invest a minimum capital of $1 million, an announcement Ghanaian traders were unhappy about.
In this regard, is the reconsideration of the $1 million United States dollar minimum to facilitate regularization of the businesses of the affected Nigerian retail traders in the trade 0.5% stamp duty. Our parliament is ready and working to make sure Nigeria trading in Ghana.
So that's the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, earlier this year on that minimum capital requirement from Nigerian traders on the market. Well, El Naji is president of the Nigerian Traders Association in Ghana, joins us on the line. We are grateful for your time. So what exactly are you hoping that these two leaders will do when it comes to this particular issue? Hello, Mr. Naji. Do we have Chukwuemeka Naji on the line? No, it doesn't appear that we have a good connection to him. We'll do that subsequently. Now, beneficiaries of some already awful living conditions. NGO Send Ghana is equally not happy about the situation because they believe if government prioritizes making the living, Dr. Emmanuel Efriye reviewed how some beneficiaries, especially those on the livelihood empowerment against poverty LEAP programs, are struggling to survive because their financial allocation is yet to get to them. Now, he says if government is overly stretched, it should rope in the private sector in the management of social protection programs. There's more in this report by Hannah Odame.
75-year-old Alice Ajoka, who resides in Lower Manyakrobo in the eastern region, has been waiting for her LEAP money for over 2 months now. Unable to work or work, she relies on the 64 cedis LEAP allocation, which she gets every 2 months when it's available. I am sick and cannot walk. I'm also unable to work, so I depend on government for survival. When my allocation for LEAP does not come due to delays, I ask some of my relatives to support me. I am pleading with government. He should please assist us. Alice's situation does not make NGO Send Ghana happy. Deputy Country Director Dr. Emmanuel Eifa is concerned.
We are not only highlighting the LEAP because from the work that we've done over the years in the social protection arena, we realize that it's not only LEAP that funding normally delays. We wish to remind the government again that citizens have the right to social protection. Therefore, government should be committed to protecting such rights.
Acknowledging financial challenges that government may be facing in meeting all its social intervention needs, Dr. Eifa recommends a private partnership with government, which he believes will ensure sustainable financing for social protection delivery.
And especially that the 2022 budget preparation is underway. We'll be speaking directly to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. We'll present certain things to them, and the same with the Ministry of Finance.
For Joy News, I am Hannah Odame.
Well, my colleague Justice Bedu has also been to Jamestown to interact with some of beneficiaries of LEAP.
The Livelihood Empowerment Against Poverty program is a cash transfer aimed at cushioning people at the very bottom of the income ladder in Ghana, mainly disabled, aged, and sick people. It is in Jamestown that Nicolina Ama lives. She's a single parent with 4 children and is a caregiver for a 90-year-old woman. She is a LEAP beneficiary and gets paid a little over 60 cedis every 2 months.
Very, very difficult. Sometimes
life is tough for me. There are days I stay indoors and cry. There are too many problems. Living alone is tough. So think about living with all these children. It's tough, very tough.
Nicolina has been hoping that the amount from the LEAP program would be increased so she could reinvest in her dressmaking business.
This month, tobacco. I'm waiting for it.
It wasn't last month, too. Last 2 months.
The program. She has consistently spoken about a need to increase the amount of money paid to beneficiaries.
The money is not enough. We want increments.
That's my colleague Justice Beidu's report. You're listening to the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a quick break. Our top story so far: West Africa Examination Council confirms leakage of some of its papers of the ongoing West Africa Senior High School Certificate Examinations. That's the WASC. We've also been hearing from some vulnerable beneficiaries of the LEAP program as NGO Send Ghana expresses worry about the continuous delay in releasing monies for the poor. When we return, we'll talk about the state of deposed Guinean President Alpha Condé after a high-powered delegation from ECOWAS meets leaders of the junta as well as the detained former president. And later in showbiz, we hear from the new British High Commissioner to Ghana, who's been talking about her family's love for Ghanaian music.
My kids and my husband and I can be caught dancing around the kitchen as we're getting food ready. It's impossible to keep your feet still.
SmartServe from Vodafone allows you to connect to super fast wireless internet anywhere and anytime at your own convenience. Whether home or office or on your, we move with seamless connectivity. Charlie, there's even more. Vodafone SmartServe connect up to 32 devices. So now you can connect to the internet on your own terms, increase your productivity, make the most of the things that matter, and do so much more. Visit fvb.vodafone.com.gh or the nearest Vodafone shop today and get a SmartServe device now. A world of exciting possibilities awaits.
Vodafone. Together we can.
The boys are back, oh! The boys are back! Imagine inviting great footballers like Ronaldo, Messi, and Mbappe into your home. Imagine feeling the big man temperament of football's fiercest rivals in your living room. Imagine enjoying the home ground advantage of witnessing the best of Serie A, La Liga, Premier League, UEFA Europa, and many more leagues all in English. Or stop imagining. Just get a GoTV decoder now at 89 Ghana cedis and upgrade to GoTV Max to turn your home into the home ground of great football. To purchase a new decoder, SMS GoTV to short code 1731. GoTV. Love it.
Drama from day one.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Midday News. It's time for sports. Nat, what do we have?
Now, a three-member committee tasked to search for the next Black Stars coach has a day to produce results. Ahead of that, an ex-Ghana international, Prince Tego, is suggesting that he would prefer a Serbian tactician. He's been explaining why.
I mean, Ghanaians always want Ghana to qualify for the World Cup because of the excitement and the way we perform in the World Cup, the previous World Cup. It's like it has become a tournament that everybody wants Ghana to go to the World Cup. So when you win your first game and you lose the second game, it becomes difficult, to qualify. And I believe that what we Ghanaians need to think of, we have certain coaches that we brought them to Ghana that have made us qualify to the World Cup. When it comes to discipline, when it comes to call-ups, they don't tolerate any, indiscipline in the camp and all those things. They are mostly Serbian coaches. So I prefer, if we are going to look for a coach, we need somebody who can be outspoken, who can speak to his words, who can, take a decision that no any GF member can interfere. These are the kind of coaches we need in Ghana.
Prince Tego played for the Black Stars at the 2010 FIFA World Cup under a Serbian coach, Milovan Rajevac.
You agree? Serbian coach?
Well, if he has the big heart and can take the decisions, the big decisions. I know.
A Ghanaian can take the big decisions as well. Thank you very much, Nat, with the latest from the world of sport. Now, deposed Guinean President Alpha Condé is still shocked and yet to come to terms with a coup that toppled his administration. That's according to Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Shirley Ayokoboche, who led an ECOWAS delegation to Guinea to assess the situation. During the trip, Foreign Affairs Minister disclosed that the coup leaders outlined a number of conditions under which they will relinquish power for a civilian-led transition, although she did not review these conditions. She's been addressing a news conference in Accra.
Physically, he looked very well. We even went as far as to talk to his doctor, who ascertained that indeed physically he's very well. But for anybody who has gone through a traumatic experience like he did, mentally it's not the best. So not to say that mentally we found anything wrong, but yes, he was quite shocked. He was still in a state of shock. Condition under which he will be released, that at the moment I cannot talk about. The heads of state have sent us on a mission. We will present the report to them tomorrow. Indeed, they did put across to us some conditions under which he will be released, but at this moment I think it will not be proper to report on that. Duration. If you recall, with regards to Mali, it was the heads of states that insisted on the duration of the transition.
Now, as the Foreign Affairs Minister, Shelley Ayoko-Botwe, meanwhile, 7 ECOWAS heads of state will be arriving in Ghana Thursday for an extraordinary ECOWAS summit to consider the report of the delegation dispatched to Guinea. Now, the nation's border security personnel are this afternoon on high alert, aiming to foil export of food items to neighboring countries. Now, this forms part of efforts to ensure adequate availability of food on the market to check hikes in prices. Farmer groups and food consumers have in recent weeks expressed concerns about changes in prices. Deputy Agric Minister Yao Frimpong says the security agencies have been prompted to ensure that food items are not exported out of the country.
The most important thing is that we have stopped the exportation of our food products across the border. And this thing came about because of the shortage that we had this year. That has affected price. So as far as I know, the security agencies around the borders are in the know that they are not going to allow anybody to cross our borders with foodstuffs, especially the grains.
He also reviewed adequate measures are in place in anticipation of a bumper harvest season to ensure adequate food next year.
The rains have been good since we went ground, and the buffer stock is getting ready to mop up every excess produce that we're going to have, any bumper that we're going to have. They are going to mop up this. And then our silos are also ready. About 80, 81, 85 of them are ready. So we will have good storage for our crops for harvest.
That's the Deputy Agric Minister Yao Frimpong. It's time for Showbiz. And guess who's here?
Becky Bex.
Yes. You with Bex.
Yes, please.
What
Thank
do we
you.
have today?
So the British High Commissioner to Ghana, Harriet Thompson, has been speaking about her love for Ghanaian music and which artists she is currently listening to.
My kids and my husband and I can be caught dancing around the kitchen as we're getting food ready. It's impossible to keep your feet still, yeah.
But any popular songs that you've picked up so far?
So one of my highlights, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter, we had a wellbeing day for our excellent High Commission team yesterday, and the comms team put together a super video with music by Socrates, so that's a current favourite at the moment.
Hopefully she will fall in love with everybody else, including Diana Hamilton.
Of course.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. Geneva Adako with the latest from the world of showbiz. And that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. On myjoyonline.com, stories leading. Depots Alpha Conde still in a state of shock, Ayoko-Botwe. And then also ceremonial roads in Accra to be temporarily closed on Thursday, September 16 for ECOWAS Summit. New tag calls on Akufo-Addo to address threats against members by Guta. We also have some Achimota alumni could be behind decision to appeal case Rastafarian student's father. That and more you can read for yourself on myjoyonline.com. Living Word with Pastor Mensa Otabil up next from generation to generation. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for your company. I am MFA Powell.
If home is where the heart is, then let's go home. Shall we? Let's go where the entertainment is, where the passion is, where the laughter is, and sometimes even the tears too. Let's go where we feel safe enough to share our opinions
and send tweets,
where we do that embarrassing little dance to our favorite song. Let's go home where the love, the care and the joy live.
There's no place like home. Connect your home to super fast internet with affordable data bundles from MTN Home.